Hello, YouTube family. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. It's not cute, not knowing. Now we're going to know. Come on, let's get this hugging. Hope you guys are having a good one. Keke Palmer. She's like my niece in my head, and she's gracing the latest issue of People magazine. She has a new book coming out in a couple of weeks entitled Master of Me, The Secret to Controlling Your Narrative. She went through a very turbulent year last year in her personal relationship. She became a mom to a son in February of 2023, and then with her son's father, all hell broke loose. Things are much better. They're working on co-parenting, and he is in the military. But that time when the families was cussing each other out and there was abuse charges and just craziness, I believe she details this. I tell you one thing, when you get into a relationship and you have that argument, and every relationship has moments, don't go get your family involved unless they whipping your behind. Don't get your family involved and tell them everything, because y'all going to go and make up and there's still feelings going to be said. And when the mamas get in and the mama's telling you and everybody else all, how do you go back? How do you go back to day one without saying, I remember that time you called me up? Keep family out. I'm sure it's probably still strained between the families, between the mamas. But they're better. Co-parenting. Kiki is on the cover of People magazine. Channing Tatum, the actor, Magic Mike fame. He's 44. He was dating Lenny Kravitz's daughter, Zoe. She's 35, 3 years engaged. They just did a movie together called Blink Twice. She directed, he starred. It didn't do well at the box office. They just signed on for a new movie that they're going to do with Cate Blanchett directing, and he just got a tattoo of her name on his hand. Well, that relationship is over. Can I tell y'all something about tattoos? And I'm a tattoo person. I have this, which is my life. It's a microphone. I have my mother. I have my son. This is my motto about putting people's names. Unless they came out of you, you came out of them, don't be putting nobody's name. Because when you break up, what do? You're walking around with this name. And they're hard to get rid of. You gotta be careful with them tattoos and the names. They broke up and people don't know why. Could it be because that movie did not do well? They just recently signed on to do another movie. I never trust long engagements, but they went together, engaged, about 3 years or maybe 2, but they are no longer a couple. I got some good Jennifer Lopez, and she needs this news. Jennifer Lopez is going to be in this movie Unstoppable, and they're saying she could get some looks from award shows, Golden Globe, the Academy Awards. Unstoppable. Jennifer Lopez plays a mom struggling with her son. He's an athlete, but he was born with one leg. It's the true story of wrestler Anthony Robles, who went on to become the biggest wrestler in the world. Actor Jerome for the Netflix show about the exonerated Central Park 5. He plays the son. And it's the story of courage moving forward when everyone is saying you can't do, you won't do. This young man did. Jennifer Lopez plays his mom. Bobby Cannavale plays her husband. Don Cheadle is one of those coaches who in the beginning say, I don't know why you here. You're not going to make it. And this young man did. Well, I saw the trailer, and Jennifer Lopez is very good in it. And I think she's going to get a look at award season. Now, her soon-to-be ex-husband, Ben Affleck, and Matt Damon, they did the movie Air about Michael Jordan signing to Nike. Well, they are the producers of this particular movie, and the trailer's out and it looks good. It's called Unstoppable. Mike Tyson fighting in the fight that I really wish he wouldn't. The fight with Jake Paul is Friday, November 15th from the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, where the Cowboys play. Mike Tyson, 58, has not had a sanctioned fight in 2 decades. He's 58. Jake Paul, who I don't consider a real boxer, is 28. In a recent interview, and you're going to be seeing a lot of interviews, Mike Tyson says he wants to die in the ring. You're going to risk your health for the money. I think it's a money grab. I don't think it is a good idea at all. And I would hate to see his career end on a sour note. But Mike Tyson, who has sciatic pain, who deals with stomach ulcers, this had to be postponed because of his health issues. You're going to hear more strange and bizarre interviews. The story of Gloria Gaynor is coming to Lifetime. Queen of Disco, produced by Good Morning America's Robin Roberts, is coming to Lifetime next year. 1975 was the year, and she had the ultimate disco song in I Will Survive, which was an anthem for many people. But this movie is finally happening. I do a podcast, Patty and the Millennials. It's me. I'm the baby boomer. There's Millennials, Gen Z, Gen X. In this edition of the podcast, we talk about why we vote and the importance of voting. I think about our ancestors who couldn't, who fought for the right. I think about when women could not vote because because you were a woman. You were a person of color. You couldn't vote. Now here's opportunity. Tuesday, November the 5th is Election Day. I always say plan your vote, plan your day if you're voting in person. You know lines are going to be long. Do you have to take a half day, a whole day? What you going to do with the kids? What are you going to do with that day? Does it coincide with other appointments that you may have? Plan your day and make plans to make your voice heard. The podcast, which is on SoundCloud and iHeartRadio podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, Apple Podcasts. It is just a great conversation from a cross section of people, career, ages, and we talk about the importance of voting. Tuesday, November 5th is that day, Election Day. U.S. Airlines, what a nice surprise. If you are a frequent flyer, maybe you just fly occasionally, U.S. Airlines, they're going to give you a refund if your flight has been canceled, if your bags have been lost. Woo, delayed. Great news. They say domestic flights, 3 hours, international, 6. It is such a nightmare, and you go away and you lose that bag that you have checked. It's like your life is in that bag. It costs money. You have to change flights. Do things like that. Be really inconvenienced, and it costs you money. Well, no more. They say you get your money back within a week if you paid for it on a credit card. So, good news for flyers. And sometimes traveling can be so hectic. Just the holidays coming up. And of course, you don't know if your flight's going to get canceled because you never know how the weather pattern is going to be across the country or around the world. But great news there. Where U.S. Airlines, they're going to give you a refund for any kind of mishap in the air. I'm hoping that I covered everything that I was supposed to. I wasn't the only one excited about the Wayans brothers coming back to the Scary Movie franchise. Can't wait, can't wait. When you see the notification button, that lets you know that I am here. Leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. More importantly, if you want to subscribe to the channel, you can. The channel is growing and it's filled with scoop and wisdom and all that kind of stuff, laughs and curls and anything that you could imagine. It is all here on this YouTube channel where we put it all together. I appreciate you guys. The wisdom today, if you're in a relationship, don't rush to put your family or tell them all your business, because the minute you decide to make up with that person, it all goes flying out the window. So please be careful about that. In voting, got to make your voice heard. You really cannot sit around and complain and you have not even voted. I tell those type of people to stay away from me, because I don't want to hear it. If you ain't vote, you got to be a person of action. You may not be the leader of a pack, but be a person of action. And you do it for those who came before us, and you do it for the future of our country. Make a plan. Vote. Tuesday, November the 5th, is Election Day.